So they say the best camera is the one that you have with you. Well, sometimes the best board game is the one that you have with you. And that's one of the reasons why we're big fans of button-shy games. They're always coming up with innovative ways to encapsulate big game mechanics in a small 18-card package.
This time, we're covering an 18-card legacy game, where how you play each time affects future plays.
This is a snap review for Wildtails, a Pirate Legacy, by Dustin Dobson and Milan Zikovic, published by Button Shy Games. Wildtails is for 1 or 2 players, and a session should take about a half an hour.
Usually, in order to make a game this small, you need it to be either really simple or really clever. Given that this is a legacy game, you can bet that the graphic design here is super smart.
The same sets of cards can be scenes, resources, and objectives or threats. It's really smart how every element of the cards is used with clear iconography to show what they're used for.
The Pirate's Log is the campaign card on one side and the round tracker on the other. This combines with the big boss for every scenario to create progressively more difficult conditions as the play session goes around.
Your objective, which you need to trigger 4 times per character, works the same way.
The graphic design really is brilliant here, and the actual art is no slouch either. It's cute, it's effective, and it doesn't take away from any of the other aspects of the cards.
So Anitra, let's talk about the mechanics of Wildtails.
There's a folded rules pamphlet in the little wallet, but you'll need to use a smartphone or something else with a web browser to help you set up each chapter scenario as you play through. In each scenario, 2 characters take turns gathering resources and making skill checks to complete those objectives and defeat the threat within 7 rounds. Basically, this is a boss battling card game.
Each turn follows the same structure. First, you'll check the active card and see if the colored icon on it triggers a crisis effect, such as adding another captured card under the boss, discarding resources, or making some of your skill checks harder.
Whew! Then you get to take an action. You can either gain resources, and then tuck the active card under your character to show which resources you gained. Or you can spend resources to gain the levels on your objective card. Or you can attack the boss to release its captured cards.
Attacking the boss is this type of skill check, but some resources also require skill checks, whether it's bravery, savvy, or deception. Reveal the next card in the active stack, and add its value to your current skill value. Some characters may also be able to discard resources to temporarily increase a skill too. If the final result is at least as high as the requirement, you've passed! Unless the revealed card has the same color icon as the previous card, and that's an automatic failure.
Wah wah. A round ends when there are no cards left in the active pile. Shuffle the discard pile, capture another card under the boss, and shift the round tracker on the pirate log card, changing up the types of bad stuff that will happen in the next round.
The game lasts for up to 7 rounds. So Anitra, how do you actually win this game?
You need to have both characters achieve 4 levels on their objective card, and then successfully attack that boss threat to win the game.
Okay, winner, how do you lose?
Well, you could lose by simply failing to win by the end of the 7th round, but you can also lose if the boss captures 5 cards, or if a round ever ends with an empty discard pile.
Win or lose, check your results on the campaign book website and find out what to do next. As you discover the world of new Laurian pirates, you'll add new abilities and restrictions, mostly by adding stickers to a few of the cards. You'll also get new characters, letting you have more flexibility in how you want to handle some of the new challenges. There's 9 scenarios, so finish all of them to complete the story and get a final score rating.
So, Andrew, let's talk about our expectations for this game.
Well, I'm really intrigued by the idea of a button-shy legacy game, but I wondered how you could possibly do that in 18 cards.
We certainly expected multi-use cards. We've seen that in a lot of button-shy games before. But the event cards in this game do even more different things than I've seen before.
Even with all these uses, the event deck for any scenario maxes out at about 13 cards, because you just need some cards for the actual game. So we knew right away that we were going to have to be careful about card management.
Very careful. I expected that the rules might feel a little disjointed, since that's sadly common with Button Shy's more complex games. And I was right. The rules are laid out to make reference easy, but that doesn't map well to learning the game for the first time.
Ah, that's what we expected. What surprised us about this game?
Well, Wildtails was billed as a solo legacy game, so I am really surprised to find that I like playing it better with a second player, like you. You're always using 2 characters to beat a scenario, and it's just easier to keep track of who's doing what when each player has a character they're responsible for. Even when I failed a scenario multiple times, I could see aspects of where things went wrong, and I really wanted to try again and fix it. That's usually where I needed your help.
I didn't expect the game to need an internet connection. It's not really a problem. We're on the internet a lot in our house, since you only need it for setup and the transition to the next chapter. It really does feel more like referring to a slightly interactive story guide than a necessary tool for the game.
So Andrew, would we recommend Wildtails?
Well, if the idea of a solo legacy game intrigues you, or if you like boss battle games and want to try something that's a little bit unique in that range, we definitely would recommend Wildtails.
There's nothing in here that's inappropriate for kids. And playing a game of Wildtails always makes me want to play more, whether I win or lose. But the rules are complex enough that I'd stick with the ages 12 and up that are recommended.
Certainly at least to get started. Well, alright, Anitra, what are we going to rate Wildtails, A Pirate Legacy from Button Shy?
We're going to rate it 4 pirate flags out of 5.
And that's Wildtails
In a snap.
Did you know that the Family Gamers has a weekly podcast? Oh, and over 500 reviews on our website. Check it out at thefamilygamers.com.